The Irony of Despair by Lauren Phillips, a poem. I'm going to read you a poem, Mike, to start off.
Yeah, all right.
The silence breaks the noise, dark and fearful,
Like this.
as shadows consume the light, and the sun that shone with radiance, bright and guiding, has been swallowed by the night. Tears stream from eyes, sad and lonely. She reaches for the gun. Screams are muted for the silence, long and hopeless. Made her decide her life was done. So awful. The single bullet in hand, cold and silver, thinking the choice she's making is right, looking for the second bullet, hurriedly and desperate. She thinks for a second. She never thought she might. Placing the pistol at her neck, scared and shaking, soon of her life there would be none. The gunshot breaks the silence, loud and echoing. With this, out from behind a cloud peeks the sun.
You know what's really funny about that?
But
The fact that I was laughing.
all right, Tales from the Bottom of the Ocean, everybody. That was awful. I am, as you all know, Austin Andrews.
I'm Mike Kemp,
We're
laughing at the depressed.
Jesus. Hopefully, none of you are depressed, and hopefully, if you are, you don't feel upset about it.
Well, no, but it is ironic that I was laughing at such a sad thing.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the name of the game. But Jesus. But can you understand why it was ironic?
Yeah, no. Yes. I think it's ironic that I was laughing, because we're all conditioned.
You're not part of the poem, Mike. Why it was
Yes,
a
I am.
poem? No, you're
I
not.
can't self-insert as the girl about to kill herself. That was what she was going to do.
Dude, I mean, I guess you're supposed to do that with art anyway. But like, why do you think that situation was ironic?
Can you read the entire poem over?
I'll read.
Let me just read it. Give me this.
How are you all doing?
I'm an irony master.
I'd like to pay homage while Mike is reading the poem to myself
Yep.
and of course, yeah, the Patreon. Patreon.com/area22. I'm not being fed this information, like literally right now. Trust me, I knew it from the top of my head. Go to Patreon area22productions.com. Wait, patreon.com/area22productions. Are you quite done?
Patreon.com/area22.
Thank you.
No, I don't
Patreon.com/area22.
get. I don't get why it's ironic.
Okay, so it's ironic, Mike, because she kills herself, but like if she didn't, then she would have seen the sun come out.
So you've seen the what?
She would have seen the sun come out. Like the sun is analogous of sort of a happy times,
Oh,
I guess.
okay, yeah, I do understand that.
So it's trying to say like, you know, why would you kill yourself now when you can just when the happy times are like right around the corner, you know? So this kind of prefaces what we're going to talk about, along with Mike's strange
My
sense of humor.
mysteries,
Yeah, exactly.
which is definitely happening, folks.
Yeah, you don't have to freaking.
Worry in your little heads.
You don't have to
because I got a
freaking-
good one, and it's relevant to the topic.
Yeah, you don't have to torch our fields or poison our water supply or whatever. All right, so Mike, we're gonna do irony culture, irony and despair, like the name of the episode is called. What do you know about I guess irony culture, in a degree?
Nothing good. It's basically how like youngins try to make jokes, and it's also how like I only like this ironically, and I think they're really cool.
Because why would they be cool in their head? I guess.
It's like rebelling against. They're being contrarian, basically. Like I think
Okay.
people forgot the line between being ironic and being a contrarian
Would you say they're like somewhat of the same?
a little, and also being ironic kind of lets you live without consequence in a sense.
Oh
'cause,
yeah,
like,
that's.
whatever. It's ironic. I don't need to do this. Screw you.
So on irony culture, I looked online, as I tend to do when I make this show. Let's first define what irony is. The use of words, well, this is just a facet of irony, obviously. We're talking about irony culture, but it's the use of words to express something different from and often opposite to their literal meaning. So it's kind of subverting meaning by, you know.
What's the story of Darth Plagueis again? That
What?
Sheev said it was ironic. The fact that like
What?
no, he could save everybody except himself.
Please don't sue us, Disney. Go on.
I got confused why you said Disney for a second. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Do you want me to redo the pasta?
Ironic.
That's what. Wait, what was ironic about it?
He was able to protect everybody with his powers, but he couldn't save himself
Oh.
Because he got consumed by the darkness.
because he got
Oh.
consumed by the darkness.
Oh, okay.
Remember? Spy Kids. Star Wars 3 was the best movie of them all. Any,
Spy Kids.
no, get back on the topic. I want to
Oh
talk
my
about
God.
Mike's mysteries.
This is literally just what he comes here for. All right, so this is an article, How to Live Life Without Irony by Christy Wampole from the New York Times. I think it was in 2013 she wrote this. Throughout history, irony has served useful purposes, like providing a rhetorical outlet for unspoken societal tensions. However, our contemporary ironic mode is somehow deeper. It has leaked from the realm of rhetoric into life itself. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
This ironic ethos can lead to a vacuity and vapidity of the individual and collective psyche. The ironic life is certainly a provisional answer to the problems of too much comfort, too much history, and too many choices. As a function of fear and preemptive shame, ironic living bespeaks cultural numbness, resignation, and defeat. If life has become merely a clutter of kitsch objects, kitsch, by the way, I think means like cheesy, kitsch objects in competition to see who can carrot the least, or at minimum, a performance of such competition. So,
Those are a lot of words that I just don't understand.
Mike, it's basically what you were saying.
Give me the layman's terms.
Okay,
Is it a
the
lame man?
Layman.
layman's terms.
Layman, whatever.
I think it's actually L. It's not L-A-Y. It's L-I-E, right?
Yeah, not the lame man.
No, it's Layman.
No, it's not layman. It's layman's.
Whatever. Layman's terms.
I'll tell you what's
layman's
ironic:
terms.
this show having topics and then us just talking about the philosophy of layman's terms.
No,
and
what's
stuff.
really ironic is Austin specifically wanted this to be a grounded episode, and it starts off with complete jokes and laughing about death.
Meta.
Well, hey, that's irony.
It is irony.
Irony culture.
You can find irony in everything, just like despair. You could look at overanalyze anything and call it sad. Like, oh man, that old man is gonna hang out with his wife. She's coming. Oh, imagine if she tripped. That'd be both ironic and horrible. I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're establishing the fact that he's gonna see his wife, and then you kind of just say, "Oh, she's gonna trip." So I mean, that's kind of ironic. Like, I mean, when you establish that he's gonna see her, nobody really thinks that she's gonna hurt herself.
You do if you're me, I guess.
But you're an ironic and almost a disparaging. No, what would be a word? I guess kind of somewhat depressing fellow. Wouldn't you say?
I was called sardonic once.
What does that mean again?
Like you hardly care about anything or whatever.
yeah.
Which I think is.
Wait, remember the
not
Halloween
true.
episode when you said like that girl asked you like, "Do you care about things?"
Do you people remember the Halloween episode? Because give it a look. Anyway. Yes, I do. I felt so cool. And I guess that's why irony is so looked well upon, because it makes you seem like, what's he doing to break the mold here?
Yeah, because I mean, like, I especially like this line where she says, "The ironic life is certainly it's an answer to the problems of too much comfort, too much history, and too many choices."
Yeah, there are a lot of choices on the planet.
Yeah, I mean,
Planet Earth, like drinking some agua.
yeah, I mean, you can just, and in reality, all you're doing is drinking water. But there's so many brands, so many sources.
You can make fun of me drinking water like him.
Me, I would never.
You need to survive.
Yeah,
But
but which
like-
is funny as hell.
Yeah, but like it's ironic though. Like, what if,
Dude, you know what's ironic? You know what's ironic?
What?
You have to drink water to live, but when you're sad and in despair, you cry it out.
Exactly. See.
I should show up wearing like a graduate's hat.
Like, who's who?
I am smart. Like, wear a t-shirt. This is I am smart.
I'm
That'd be
an
so
idiot.
ironic. That'd be so ironic.
Just like I'm with idiot in response to
Exactly.
you.
Basically, yeah. Listen, irony it permeates every single part of our humor, like nowadays.
Yeah, it's kind of looking at things on the bright side in a sense, because something bad happens, but there's something ironic. Like, yeah, at least there's something funny about it. Never mind, I'm not going to go into the specifics.
But I mean, I also like when she says it's a competition to see who can care the least.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing when you're 12.
Yeah. Like, why do you think that is?
Oh my god, dude! Like putting it into perspective of we're not children anymore, adults our age. Imagine at least in my school, everyone was playing Pokemon, right, or some other game, up until 3rd grade, and everyone's getting ironic. It's like, it sucks and it's dumb. Why are you doing that, you loser? Why aren't you watching MTV or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know, because this is more fun. And they're like, he's having fun. And then in college, it's like, oh, yo, you want to get the new Pokemon game and wait at GameStop for 20 years? Like, it's fun. I don't know. People go through a phase where like they think nothing matters, and then once they become adults, they're like, I want to go back to being a kid again. Because they forcibly made themselves be adults. Like when I was in 5th grade or so, I threw out all my toys and stuff because I thought I'd be an adult. And now I regret it now because now that I am an adult, ironically, I want them all back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, isn't that like a whole ironic situation?
That's it. Yeah, I want my toys
Why
back.
do you think we put ourselves in that sort of situation, though?
Because at least because I thought I'd be cooler for it. Which you find out being cool doesn't really matter. You find out being cool is like being like yourself and being yourself the best way you can be,
Yeah.
rather than just being like some jerk who doesn't think anything matters.
Doing a podcast,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now I'm a jerk.
And everybody, all right. So here's another article from the. This is from Salon.com by by Matt Ashby and Brendan Carroll. David Foster Wallace was right. Our irony culture is ruining our culture. So actually, I said the name wrong. It's irony is ruining our culture. Just want to get it right in case anybody looks it up. Lazy cynicism has replaced thoughtful conviction as the mark of an educated worldview. I guess implying that, you're viewed as smart when you determine like, oh, humans are parasites on the earth. Like, wow, you're so enlightened,
Yeah, no, it's not funny.
Indeed, cynicism saturates popular culture and has afflicted contemporary art by way of postmodernism and irony. We're gonna have to do a postmodernism episode eventually, especially if we talk about this.
I thought we did.
No.
No, I guess we didn't.
We need existentialism, which a lot of people say like they're kind of intertwined. But anyway, great art must be achieved through the integrity of its own internal principles. Now that's like something that you can hear him laughing. Like people just would laugh you out of the room if you heard them say, like, you said some shit like that.
What was it?
It's like great art must be achieved through the integrity of its own internal principles.
That's not freaking how that happens at all.
Well, no, but then it's not okay. Okay, so this is what they're saying in the article. I didn't put the whole thing there. Again, you can look it up for yourself. Is that they're saying how like they're sort of lamenting that modern art is so bad now. Like it was funny.
It's horrible.
Yeah, there was this one news story about this one cleaning lady who found like she thought that this piece of modern art was a little trash and she threw it in the garbage.
There's also that, and the opposite. People thought literal trash was art.
Like the guy put his glasses on the floor,
Yeah.
and then everybody was like taking pictures around it.
You know what's ironic? It's really cold outside and really hot in here. And my tum hurts too.
Or let's not like do the ins and outs of every single ironic thing within like the 5-inch radius, even though we're underwater and there's a plant over there.
That's underwater,
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure that one isn't for underwater living.
Algae exists.
Yeah, whatever. I guess.
That's an algae tree.
Well, isn't algae not a bacteria, but isn't it like a single-celled
Phytoplankton or
organism?
something like that? No,
Plankton.
it's a plankton, really?
Although there are, I just put my glasses on. Look how friggin' dirty they are. Because my stomach started to hurt, so I feel like when I can see better, it goes away.
Yeah.
We ate a lot of crap today.
Yeah. So we're doing a show, right, or something like that? All right. Irony alone has no principles and no inherent
I
purpose.
just want to give the viewers a heads up. If I run out and vomit profusely outside, they'll know where I went.
Don't worry, I'll entertain you all if that happens. Irony alone has no inherent purpose behind mockery and destruction. The best examples of irony artfully expose lies, yet irony in itself has no aspirations to honesty or anything else for that matter.
Facts.
Why is that facts, Mike? Is irony's real purpose only just to deconstruct?
Yeah, I'd say
But what is irony culture deconstruct exactly?
nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
It's nothing. It's like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing, and that's why it's good.
So that makes it really ironic.
Like, this is a podcast about nothing.
No, we're doing something. Well, we're
Yeah, the something we're doing is nothing, if you think about it.
listen. I guess. Why are we even here? What's the point?
Why is anybody here? See, do you see how far down the rabbit hole you could go if you just keep playing it like that?
Yeah, I guess.
And also if you knock the table and ruin the audio for the entire...
Yeah, whoopsie. It's ironic how like we have such great audio equipment, but like I keep banging the shit out of the table, so it's like ruining it every single
Yeah,
time.
you might as well just take the mic and just...
Just fling it across the room. Jeez. See, I mean, you're learning so much about irony, aren't you? Everyone.
They are, dude.
Yeah, they're
And they already know about despair because like everybody in the world, half of them at least are depressed.
pretty much.
Even me.
But I got some questions here, Mike, some bullets.
Oh yeah, some bullets.
I
I
guess
can use one right here.
what makes irony funny?
I just said because of the fact how much it's basically how much bullshit you can spew. Well, no, let's be nice. There is like classy irony. Like you see what's ironic is the fact that like I'm a co-host of a philosophy podcast. So I can't even pronounce half the words we use, and I'm the one talking about it. You could have a freaking professor here.
Okay,
but no,
so
you
that
got
basically
me.
just thoroughly explains why irony is funny. It's just like you're not expecting
Yeah,
it.
you're not expecting it. It's like if you got like a philosophy podcast. Let me click on this. I'm sure these two know about philosophy, and then it's us talking about like
Philosophical.
Star Wars.
And then you literally just say for no reason that you think you can beat up. Hold on, you say for no reason you think you can beat up the kid from Home Alone.
We should get Macaulay Culkin on the show. But you know, it's ironic because well, I had something in my head. The zombie. I like the Cranberries. What's ironic though is like you'd expect someone who actually knows about philosophy talking, but instead it's me, and like
And me.
well, you.
She's one of my chopped liver. Do I blend in with the brick wall?
No,
Okay.
but I mean, I feel like when I wear red plaid, I think I could.
Well, I mean that kind of sums up.
There's
irony.
another brick in the wall.
Jesus, that's ironic. What are some? Okay, we've provided so many countless examples, but I was gonna ask like, what are some genuinely ironic things?
Yeah,
Hold
we
on.
gave you enough.
Wait, no, here's something that's genuinely ironic. Well, this was actually a quote that I meant to put there, but I didn't because I felt as if it would be too much. But it was this man said, even if you live a virtuous life or a non-virtuous life, you still end up in the same place. You still
Like that meme with the coffins, like rich people, poor people, it's the same coffin. And then it's just like some opinion, and then it's like a freaking sarcophagus.
But pretty much, yeah. When y'all end up dead, unfortunately, everybody does.
That sucks.
Well, it's ironic because I mean, like some people do amazing things, some people don't, but they all die. That's genuinely ironic. What's also genuinely ironic is, I guess, in my opinion, the idea that we feel as if we can genuinely control people while acting completely out of control ourselves.
Yeah, dude, we're all puppets on the same strings, and we are the strings and the puppet master.
Well, actually, I don't think so. I think the puppet master is nature itself.
Which we have, which is basically at our mercy.
Not really. Come on.
Dude, we could destroy the whole planet right now if we wanted.
But I'm saying, like, don't you think that's within our nature?
I'm about done here.
See you tell somebody else I'm about to head out.
I just swim back up the shore.
Freaking overload the reactor.
Reactor? Oh, we're a naval ship?
We're in a submarine.
That doesn't mean they all have naval reactors, nuclear reactors, dude, does it?
I mean, the most efficient of them have nuclear reactors to move.
You're claiming this is the most efficient of submarines?
Yeah, you're right.
Dude, the brick is wall. Oh, the wall is brick. and
and the sea is blue. And the blue is sea. Wait, the cheese is moon.
You fucked up a fuck up. How do you do that?
And the despair is irony.
yeah, we don't really talk about the despair yet.
Yeah, we should.
I feel like it's only been like 6 minutes since we started.
Yeah. But one last question: what are the costs and benefits to irony culture? Like having irony as like the culture. What do you think is the good thing about it? I mean, I can really list off a good thing right now. It's like, I mean,
It's free.
yeah, exactly. And people, you don't have to take anything.
If it's
necessarily
free, it's
seriously.
for me.
Yeah, you don't have to take anything seriously. Which can be a good thing.
Yeah,
But then you don't take anything seriously. What's
which does
wrong?
even matter?
I mean, it's kind of sad because you're kind of locked in this perpetual cycle. I mean, you think you're free, but you're not.
But then you could also be. What if you like being chained? Well, hold up a second. What if you like being like, I'm trying not to go to the BDSM route here, but what if you are?
Oh, I was thinking something else.
Yeah, I bet. What if you're thinking like you
Yeah.
thought that you could dream that you enjoy being locked up. Maybe you feel more comfortable. You don't have it. You have less responsibility if you're in the clutches of somebody else, something or somebody else. Like again, it doesn't have to be a person who enslaves you. It could be like like money, power, sex, alcohol, podcasts.
You think you're in control, but you're not.
Yeah.
This is the part where we zoom out.
And sometimes you
and show
are.
that we're on TV.
Sometimes you are in control and you don't know.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand. Sometimes you can see things bending to your whims if you just take a notice. And then I think when you notice is when it stops. Like metagaming.
Yeah. All right, that's on irony culture. I think we've done enough on it. Now, on despair, I got some quotes for you, Mike. First, let's define despair. Utter loss of hope. Done. That's what despair is. This is from William Shakespeare's Macbeth. Life is a tale told by an idiot. What?
From the bottom of the ocean.
Don't take that garbage pail too far.
I'll take you out with this garbage pail. Be next.
Jeez. Just throw the show in the bin. That'd be ironic.
Were there any shows that have been canceled on air on TV before?
It's like-
oh, there's definitely has. There was one.
Like the guy comes in and be like, "Yeah, the show's over."
No, I think they did Hail Hitler, I'm Home, that show. It was like a sitcom based around Hitler, and the minute the episode went to commercial, it was like, this is canceled, get out. I think it was that.
Oh Jesus! It's like Full House, but
Full House wasn't canceled.
no,
Well, it
I'm
was
saying
canceled
like it's like
eventually.
it sounds like a Full House kind of episode, right? No, full like it's a sitcom, right? You said?
Yeah,
Yeah. So like, you said Heil Hitler, I'm home.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind
Well,
of
it's a play on Hey Honey, I'm Home. Like, Honey, I'm Home. Like, I think from The Honeymooner? I don't know.
That's okay.
like. Anyway, that was a pretty hopeless situation. So like, I guess it kind of fits despair in a way, which is the utter loss of hope, like I just defined. And like I said, this is from William Shakespeare's Macbeth. Yeah. Life is a tale, told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Didn't idiot mean something different back then?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, I feel like it was like, I think it was less of an insult and more just a blatant statement. It's like, oh, you just don't know anything. You're an idiot. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm an idiot. I was like, I go to school. Now it's like, you're an idiot. It's like, well, I'm gonna use a curse word back. Well, idiot's not a curse word unless you're 3. Which I was saying bad words. I didn't say bad words since I was in 3rd grade.
Jesus.
I think I said that story 3 times already. The day I finally learned how to curse. It's like, you know you can curse here, right? There's no adults. I'm like, holy fuck.
Before Mike was in the dark, now he's been brought to the light.
See, I feel like everyone hits a little bit of despair once they hit puberty and they're like starting to realize that you're not a kid anymore.
Yeah. Here's another one by T.S. Eliot. This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but with a whimper.
I've heard that one before.
Mhm.
So going back to Star Wars, Alderaan went out with a bang.
Jeez, which doesn't make any sense because it's in space and it doesn't make any noise. If you
Well, it made noise, so all the silenced voices. That I was thinking about that quote today.
what
What was it
This
like? I heard something about voices, and they were all quiet on the planet.
Anyway, Mike. I mean,
I hate Star Wars.
why am I despairing right now?
Because I'm being a jerk and ruining it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but why do we despair? Why do people despair?
Because things sometimes don't go how they want, and sometimes horrible, like legitimate horrible things just happen to people. Happens all the time. It sucks. And that's why irony exists, at least for me, because that way I'm like, it's such as life. It happens. Haha, man.
I'm suffering inside.
I'm suffering.
I want to die.
Yeah, dude.
It's really just a mask, like a empty life.
It's like
and
you could be
empty
the
culture.
you could be the happiest person in the world, but also have like such a low threshold for hard things happening to you. It's like you could screw up at work. It's like I'm gonna kill myself
Yeah.
every 2 seconds. Kyle, I hope you're watching. But yeah, you could be like that. It's like sometimes it's a difference between being sad and true despair. Being truly having legitimate despair just doesn't go away when you feel happy again. Because like you could feel happy again in a state of despair, but that's a fleeting feeling.
No.
It should be the opposite when you're always like you try to always be like content, and then like the feeling of despair is fleeting.
Yeah. Why do people lose hope? You know, like I guess ask the question, but why hope specifically? Like, why do people lose hope in things in life? I guess.
I'd say because like a lot of people put a lot of their love and hope into certain things, and when that thing just doesn't pan out or something happens to it, they can't go on. Like let's say, like a couple, one of the partners is lost and dies or whatever.
Yeah.
That other person's gonna feel despair because they put so much time, love, and care into it.
And we talked about despair, I think, in the existentialism episode.
Yeah, because to exist is suffering. Well, we did that in the Buddhism episode.
Well, no. It was saying how like when you become existential, you realize that all of the foundations you make for your life are not grounded on anything really, because the universe is absurd and meaningless. You know.
And that's a big
inherently.
despair for people. Like just knowing they're going to die gives
enough,
some.
yeah. And which is sad. I mean, because like
Like imagine if you didn't know you were going to die. What would you even be doing?
well, people would just be dying because they didn't. Well, I mean, okay, so you know that you can be killed, but you don't know you're. Wait.
You don't know you're going to die. Like let's say like a kid, like if you're a child, do you have to tell a child they're going to die, or do they just observe it? Like if their pet goldfish dies.
Death and children. I don't know.
Because like,
That's
are you?
psychoanalytical.
I'm pretty sure. Like humans don't have as many instincts as animals are born with because we're more intelligent. We have a bigger capacity to learn, while also losing like instinctual drive because like we could think things more thoroughly.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I think took away a human's innate fear of death in a sense.
Yeah.
Because kids don't really think about it.
Well, I
and
mean, I feel as if we do have like a capacity to fear death, but I don't think it's necessarily death that we fear. I think it's like
getting hurt or like not knowing what's going to happen to you if it happens.
Well, I think I mean, like I learned this in biology. I think like everything goes down to like its base fundamental like levels. Like if you die, then you can't enact like you can't physically impose yourself into the world. You know.
But it's not like innate knowledge for people. Like a lot of people have to teach their kids about it. So they'll get them like an easy gold, like a throwaway pet, like a hermit crab or a goldfish. Which, by the way, hermit crabs aren't actually throwaway pets. People just don't treat them right. But like get them a simple pet and they die. It's like, oh, what happened to friggin' Mr. Goldfish? Because kids are kind of bad at names, as am I guess. And then they're like, oh, you could lie and say he's taking an eternal nap, and that we're just gonna flush him down the toilet to a bigger mattress or something, or you could tell him he's dead and teach the kid the fundamentals of death, which sucks.
Yeah.
But they are going to have to come to peace with it.
There's very few like children's TV shows that really do death right.
Sesame Street did it, and that was. They made it clear that something like sad happened. It was, and it's hard to watch. Even as an adult, it gets kind of hard to watch, like children learning what it is.
And I think it's not like necessarily hard because you're, how should I put it? Like, and I don't think it's necessarily hard because it's death. I think it's necessarily hard because you understand how hard they're trying to say that death is happening to a child without it being. Like, that's the thing that makes it sad.
Like, it's not even like...
There's still like a twang of innocence in it.
It's not even like they're saying this happened to this person. You could say that, but the child's gonna know, or at least I would assume, that not only did this happen to him, but eventually this is going to happen to you too.
That's what they said?
Yeah, I think it is. Like, well, they did it a lot in Elmo. Like, they did it a lot in I almost said Street Fighter. In Sesame Street. They did it pre-Elmo and then post-Elmo, and they made Elmo do it when his, like, uncle died.
Aww.
And it was just sad both times, because they think they're going to come back. They don't realize that they're not going to come back at first. Like, that's the whole thing. They think, oh, they're just dead when he's going to stop being dead, and you just never. Presumably never.
Yeah. Why do you think it's so powerful? Like, why do you think... let me think how I'm going to word this. Why do you think we, as a society, well, maybe not as a society, but like, why do you think there's such like a positive, resonating effect from, I guess, others when you overcome great despair?
What do you mean by that?
Like, don't you think like overcoming despair is a great triumph?
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you a story. Like, I hope he doesn't mind if I won't offer any names. And I won't necessarily like, offer any context, but like I feel as if this like hearing this story like from him, like so I went to like a party yesterday, and it was like for my job, and like pretty much everybody was there that I work with, and there was this guy. He's no, like I said, I won't say his name. Let's call him Mike.
Sure.
Mike was there.
If you pay the liberty, sure.
Mike was there, and I was kind of tipsy. Like I was drinking a lot, and well, that was before I had the bulk of my drinks, but I was drinking, and he was explaining how like, oh, I can't really drink. I have to take this medication. I was like, oh, okay. So I walked away, and then I was just like enjoying myself, and I was wondering like, I wonder what that medication's for. And so I asked him like, hey, what is it for? If you don't mind me asking. He says, not at all. Like, no. He says, I don't mind at all, and he explains how it's for anxiety and depression, and he was explaining his story. And he said, like, like a lot of things just pounced on him at once. Like his girlfriend left him, and not only left him, but took like $30,000 of his savings and ran with it. Like
I would kill her.
I think I'm guessing it was some sort of legal thing, but he was explaining how like he lost his car, he lost his job at that time. I think he lost his house too, and he like was in the hospital, and like they were explaining to him like, Jesus, like this happened to you like all at once, like it's probably killing you. He was in a deep state of despair, and which is like contrary to all like I guess this is ironic. Like every time I see him, he's like literally always like making jokes. He's always like he's a fun guy.
Like Robin Williams, basically.
Yeah, and like he was explaining how like I came back from it because it wasn't happening right now. Like it happened in his past, and he was like I'm coming back from it, and he started getting out there. He started exposing himself to like the world again because he, like I said, when you're in a state of despair, all you really want to do is enclose yourself in that own sort of bubble of unhappiness. And so he got his resume out there. He started talking to people again, and he obviously took his medication and stuff like that. And he came to IKEA, and he has been working there like for a while. And I told him like, honestly, like it wasn't even the alcohol. Like I honestly kind of wanted to cry because it was just like, because it. So I told him like, listen, it means the world to me that you are able to come back from this sort of thing, because it really does mean the world to me. Like
it gives you yourself hope, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's another thing with like how comedy, like he tells jokes. He's a funny guy. I feel like a lot of good comedians have to have been in despair themselves and know what actually being funny is.
But that's what I want to say again, like irony culture, like which is again 90% of it's like founded on, I guess, comedy. Like I mean, based on what I was reading, I don't think that irony culture is a good thing to fall back on when you're in despair.
It's not, because then you ignore the problem at that point.
Yeah, you fall down on the pretense, just like, wow, I'm really sad. Sadness is not.
It's
like
a
thing.
Band-Aid.
Yeah,
I'd call it a Band-Aid because it might work for however long, but eventually that Band-Aid's gonna rip off.
Yeah. So like, again, it goes back on momentary gain for no long-term benefit.
Yeah.
Which is sad, It's because it's sad that we should feel the need to. It's sad that we should feel the need to do that.
I feel like going back to death and how it's just depressing to talk about. I feel like a lot of afterlife theories and things like that exist just to get rid of that depression and despair.
Yeah.
Because at least then you could tell a child he's going to a place that like he's going to a better place.
All right. Let's. What else do I got here? Let me pick one of these. It's just really good. I guess we already. Well, let me just, talk about this really quick. The antidote to despair. I think it's to. I think the antidote to despair is just literally do anything else but be ironic. Like this is why I kind of like
seek help. I guess
it's definitely seek help and
talk to somebody about it. Don't kill yourself. Like
please don't.
There's no reason. I mean,
well, there's a reason.
There is a reason.
It's not like a fundamentally fantastic reason.
It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Exactly.
Things could get better.
Just like in the poem. Just like in the poem.
But it'll also, you can understand why people do it.
Yeah.
And something. Like some people think like they're going to go to hell for that. Why? That doesn't really make sense.
Well, it's obviously to deter you from it.
Well, that's going to work. If you have no hope, why would you even mind?
Well,
I think seldom do people kill themselves in order to go to heaven. Unless if you're Heaven's Gate, that cult.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it this way. The philosophy, I guess, of hell is that the at least what I was sort of gathering from like listening to people like sort of do their interpretations of it, was that like you create a hell in the area that you live in by committing acts of like extreme like sort of hubris. And in a way, I mean, this isn't to bash people who obviously killed themselves. Like, you know, when you sort of cut yourself out of the world like that, you leave a lot behind.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to this question so we can do Mike's mysteries.
Yeah. But I guess, like I said, the antidote is, we already talked about the antidote. What's the first thing someone in despair should do, and what should they never do? Well, we already talked about that. Like, I think the first thing you should do is honestly just, like, get out of bed.
Yeah, keep living your life and tell somebody what's happening.
Yeah.
It's not easy for people. Like, I get why you couldn't leave your bed, but at least talking to somebody could help you. And
Yeah.
just take it in short doses.
If you really can't leave your room, call somebody if there's somebody you can call.
Yeah, and don't do everything. Like, it's not like I'm an expert, but don't do everything at once. I feel like doing things like setting small goals for yourself is way easier.
The central purpose of the psyche is to protect one from harm. Then what exactly is the function of deep despair? It is, well, we can answer that pretty simply. I mean, when you've received excessive harm, then it's like the whole world's out to get you. So you're really just protecting yourself.
Yeah.
But like you can see, like it's ironic again. Like you're doing so much harm to yourself by shutting yourself away. But at that point, like if you shut yourself away, then no harm could really go to you. You know. It's like that saying how like you never fail. You pass every attempt you don't try or something like that. No, you fail every something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So do you think it's time for a little bit of a mystery?
Just to close on irony and despair, like what does it create when you combine them? I mean, I think it's nihilism. What do you think it is?
Yeah. Then you really think nothing matters, and you think you're doing yourself a favor by not caring.
Do you think that's
Which, you know what? How that ends in two ways. You either become a gigantic asshole, and you just project your emotions of your lack of emotion onto others, and you just are an unsavory person, or you kill yourself. Which I think, like, on the point of killing yourself, I think with the combination of the two things, it makes you appear fine in a sense. If you could be ironic enough that your depression goes away and you're not being a jerk about it, you're probably going to end up the type of person who could kill themselves, and everyone would be legitimately shocked.
But the reason I guess you would is because there's no foundation, even because all there is the irony.
It would be, you know how a better way to put it? The first one would be protecting yourself. The other one would be protecting others, because you don't want everyone to know you're depressed. This is making me sad as hell. Like, actually, it's making the people around you feel like there's nothing wrong with you, and you can't even talk about it.
Yeah. All right.
Don't touch me. I'm not that depressed. All right, so Mike's mysteries?
It's the moment y'all been waiting for.
All right, so
the end of the show. No. Mike's mysteries.
This is relevant. Do you think that animals get depressed?
Wait, hold on. First, you gotta explain what Mike's mysteries is.
I tell a mystery.
Go on.
You think animals get depressed? I mean, they obviously do.
Yeah, they do.
You think they kill themselves?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Really?
The dolphins kill themselves, yeah. Is the mystery over?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to talk to you about the word that I got to learn to pronounce real quick.
Oh, my.
The overturned bridge.
Okay.
In Scotland. It is a bridge that has a 60-foot drop on it. And over 50 dogs have jumped over the ledge and killed themselves.
Is that the mystery?
Yep, we're done. No. People wonder why they do this, right?
Okay, go on.
And no one truly does know. The most scientific answer is that a dog's depth perception is much lower than a human's, so they legit just can't see over the edge, which wouldn't explain why exactly they jump over the edge. And over 50 dogs have done this, which that's pretty bad.
It's like the most depressing thing I've heard all day.
Some people think it's because they smell something, like mink urine is like very pungent, but a lot of people claim there's never been a mink around the bridge. There's no minks anywhere around there. So people just wonder, why do they jump to their deaths? People think it's haunted. And I wanted to talk about it today because I was thinking, like, what if it is haunted and it just makes dogs feel despair or something?
Mm-hmm. Why? What?
It
What's wrong?
probably isn't the case, but
What's wrong with that area that makes dogs feel so sad?
nobody knows. I mean, it's just the fact that, like, what could be over. I feel like it's more the allure of jumping. Like, why? I don't know. I've never met. I don't know many dogs that will just jump over a ledge. And, like, the dog probably saw. The dogs aren't that stupid. They could probably see the bridge over there approaching it and then seeing the drop. So you'd think they put two and two together and they wouldn't. Also, I also wanted to pick this because we're talking about dead dogs like again.
All right. I mean,
But like that's the mystery. Why did they do it? Like, it'd be one thing if a few dogs did it, but like 50 dogs have done this.
nobody knows.
Like one dog had a camera strapped to it while walking over the bridge, so they could see like what could possibly lure the dog over there.
He jumped.
He didn't jump, no.
Okay.
It was an experiment. And like all you really saw was the fact that they can't really see the drop. But that doesn't necessarily always make dogs jump. Maybe maybe a cat would, but not a dog. And then they obviously die, by the way. It's a 60-foot drop. They're not living.
Sad.
It kind of reminds me of when not reindeer, just normal deer. Like, you ever see that horrible video of the reindeer running off the freaking bridge and they just plummet and die? Sucks.
It's plummet and done. Jesus, I've never seen that video.
I'll show you later. But yeah, that's the mystery. The overturned bridge in, I believe, Scotland. 50 dogs, to sum up. 50 dogs have died jumping over a bridge.
And nobody knows why.
And nobody knows why. Some people say it's haunted. Some people say they smell mink pee and jump over. I don't know. Something's a little screwy at that bridge. They also say it's haunted by a baby because supposedly a man threw his baby off the edge thinking that he was the Antichrist. Some people think that baby's soul's haunting it. I don't know. But
Are you all entertained? And are you happy now? We've done Mike's Mysteries finally. Jeez.
come on, be nice about it. It's fun.
I know. It's a fun segment.
Yeah. Mike's Mysteries is good stuff, dude.
Yeah, it's good content. It's good
I
fun.
guess.
Now you can look up overturned bridge or window or whatever, and if you wait, does it have anything to do with an overturned window? Overton window.
I think you pronounce it Overton, and I have no idea what an Overton window is.
Well, then never mind. I even said it. All right. It's getting on that hour. For
That
the
minute.
show to end. I just wanted to say a couple of things before we go. Just want to talk about the purpose of the show because it feels as if some people don't really know, and also to explain because I forgot to explain what the last episode we did was. That is a dive episode, everyone, and we're gonna be doing those sometimes. What we do is that we go take a closer look on a particular work, and like I say, a work of philosophy and the author, and we just have a bit of an in-depth sort of thematic spin on it, So, again, that's the dive, and more on the purpose of the show. More than anything, it's just a sort of. I mean, what I wrote here is and I feel as if that's what it really is. It's a sort of parody, philosophical shows. And podcasts.
What philosophical shows?
to Sam Harris and stuff like that. Sort of parody them to make it seem like philosophy really isn't that serious.
Oh yeah, because some people do have an elitist view about philosophy.
Seriously,
literally anybody could get into it. Literally anybody.
Yeah, it's an extremely active part of your life, and it's not you don't have to just honestly, you should observe your life. You really should, even if you work freaking 60 hours.
It feels like philosophy is something that should just be a fundamental, and it isn't. And people who do it think they're better because they do it. When in reality, it should just be a fundamental.
Yeah.
It'd be like if I knew how to do fractions, which is a fundamental in math. I could do fractions.
Another thing is also to have fun, obviously. We're having fun. I hope you guys are having fun. And to help you all and ourselves, obviously, live more bearable lives.
Yeah, our time is fleeting.
Exactly.
So
don't be in despair. Well,
try not to be.
Well, make your life meaningful. We love you all. Right, Mike? We love the audience.
Yeah.
We love you guys. All right. Tales from Bottom of the Ocean. Check out that Patreon. Patreon.com/ Area 22 Productions.
Area 22.
Area 22 Productions.
No, just Area 22.
Just Area 22.
Wait, what? Oh, Area 22.
Don't put the reductions in there. You'll end up not there, I guess.
You'll meet some other Area 22. But anyway, I almost said Mike Kempf. I'm Austin Andrews.
I'm Mike Kempf.
Are you actually?
No.
We're going down.